Brian, what does it mean for you to be here?
It means a lot. Growing up as a kid, I've always wanted to reach the NFL combine and reach the NFL as a dream of mine growing up, and that's the reason why I'm still playing today.
How far did that dream seem away from you when you were in high school? I mean, you were kind of a last-second guy to get into UGA. When you got there, you did big things, but it seemed like for a while there, I mean, not only the NFL, but it seemed like maybe even college might be delayed a bit. How does it feel to be here now with that in mind?
You still feel the same. I never doubted myself in any aspect. I always knew where I was going to be, so I just kept pushing to where I wanted to be.
You never had any doubt?
Like an interviewer asked me when I was in high school, like, what's going to be plan B? I told him I didn't have one. I only got plan A. I'm going to make it work.
So this or nothing, right?
Right.
So you had no alternative plan?
I mean, I could have had some, but I already knew what I wanted to do, and I wanted to make it work, so I went ahead and just got the job done.
All right, speaking about making it work, what are you trying to show the NFL teams here? Say, look, everyone's going to be talking about DeAndre Swift and some of these other backs, but my name is Brian Herrien. Here's what I'm all about.
I mean, I can do the same thing. I mean, speed, running fast in the 40, jumping in the vert, jumping in the broad jump, and going through the drills as good as I can.
What do you do better than some of the guys here?
Jump, athletic abilities, run, catch the ball out the backfield.
Do you have some numbers you want to put up? Because granted, what you do in the field means more than anything else, but we're at the combine. People look at numbers. Do you have goals you want to hit?
I want to try to get a 40-inch vert. I want to at least try to get a 10.8. Yeah, 10.8 on the broad jump. I'm trying to get at least a 4.49 or a 4.5 in the 40. So those are the numbers I'm really trying to get forward to in the drills.
How many reps you want to put up?
I'm not sure. I want to at least get at least 20.
Now, who's going to do more, you or Swift? Y'all got a little side bet going there?
Nah.
Brian, how does UGA prepare you?
They prepared us pretty well. We even had a couple days during the spring where we had a little combine, like a little junior day, a little combine day, so we kind of did all this stuff before. Just my ability to run, catch the ball, jump, be explosive in my lower body, and just be able to catch the ball. Probably my first game, my first carry. It was my first touchdown all in one play, so as soon as I got in, I scored a touchdown, and it was probably the most memorable moment for me.
Do you think having to work as hard as you did, thank you very nice.
Yeah, I feel like it has, definitely, because, I mean, coming out of high school, everybody's like the best player in the county, the best player in the state or whatever, and everybody's just a superstar, but when you get to college, I mean, you got other people there too, and they were the same as you, so.
Have you talked with Nick and Sony at all about going through this process?
Yeah, I talked to a lot of them, Nick and Sony, Elijah, Miko, Jonathan Ledbetter. I talked to almost everybody. I mean, even though the drills have changed a little bit, I've still talked to them about some of the process that goes on here.
What kind of advice have they given you for this process?
They tell me to just like stay calm, keep a level head, get the interviews done like correctly, talk to everybody with respect, yes sir, no sir. Just, it's a lot of like medical stuff at the beginning of a couple of days, so, just get through that stuff with a level head.
With you and DeAndre moving on to the NFL, how ready do you think Samir White is to sort of take the lead and have the most growth?
I think he's pretty ready. I mean, Coach McGee and me and Dre and a lot of people that was there when he got there, I mean, we kind of taught him a lot of the things, as a running back, or just like he has to be ready to go early because, I mean, it's just like at UGA, a running back will probably leave every year. So you got to be ready to step up anytime somebody leaves.
Brian, if you had one game to show the NFL scouts, not your highlight career, but one game, you say, look, here's what you would get in Brian Herrien. Which game would that be?
Probably Tennessee game this year.
What was so good about it for you?
I think it was the most yards I had in my whole time in a game. I had one of the biggest runs in that game. It was just a great game on the running ground.
They've hired a lot of new staff members, Brian, and we're hearing all this run and shoot and air raid offense. Are you buying that, or do you think Georgia's still going to be running the football a lot currently?
I think they're still going to run the football a lot. I mean, it's a run-first team, so, I mean, they got all the running backs to do so, so I would imagine they keep running the ball, and it's working.
Brian, how do you see yourself fitting into NFL working your
To me, it really doesn't matter. I feel like I can do anything in the offense, special teams or kick return, whatever it has to be. Even receiver if I got to play, like slot or whatever, I still feel like I can do anything.
That's why you feel it's important to show them you can
Catch the ball. Yes, sir.
What have you been doing to prepare for this?
Working on the 40, 10-yard splits, 5, 10, 5 drills, L drills, catching the ball, running a couple shoots, gauntlets and stuff. Even though they took the shoot out of the workout, but I still just been working on everything.
Well, I mean, you know that some of that stuff might come up at, say, a pro day or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you're going back and showing your coaches what you can do, what makes you different?
I mean, just my attitude, my competitiveness. I mean, I compete in everything. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna make everybody work for their job.
Brian, what are some of the teams have you met with? You had a former family. How's that going?
I've kind of met with everybody, like every team. It's going pretty good though. I've kind of had this experience already at the NFL PA game, so I'm kind of used to it by now.
What are some of the things they're asking about?
It's only a 30-second question.
They'll kind of ask me what's my favorite play, what's my favorite run play and pass play, and ask us about the protections and stuff, and they'll like teach us some of the stuff that they do, and it kind of be the same because we kind of run a pro style offense too.
What is your favorite play?
Red Ohio, it's an inside zone run.
What do you like about it the most?
I just like running in between the tackles. That way, you run inside out. You can run inside or you can bounce it out. Most of the time, it's an outside zone run. It's got to be outside.
Fans always talk about how they get the ball outside, get them out in the open space, and you're saying, hey, give me the ball between the tackles.
Yeah, I mean, because we on the field. They're not on the field. Sorry.
No, it's completely fair, but you see what I'm saying? People they see guys getting open in space and they think that that's the way to do it, and going between the tackles, that's crazy.
You gotta open it up first anyway. You gotta run inside before you can get the outside open. You gotta run outside before you can get the inside open.
Least favorite play?
Probably an outside zone run. Because once you're running outside, I mean, it's kind of hard to stop and go. You gotta already have your mind made up, or it's gotta be like a definite read that you're cutting it back. Most of the time you're running out there, and you gotta if it's the short side of the field, you might end up running out of bounds if it's too close. It's hard to just cut it up on the sideline. So I mean, I kind of like to run inside.
What was your favorite run?
The Red
in your
Ohio.
entire career? No, the favorite play, the run that you had. You mentioned the one where you scored your first TD, but I mean, is there like a long run that sticks out to you?
Yeah, probably the Florida catch. Yeah, probably that catch. It wasn't even I was just supposed to run like a little check down, and Jake started scrambling, so I turned up the sideline and started running. And when I turned around, the ball was in the air. I just reached my hand out and dove. It was just kind of crazy. I know I told Coach Smart, I always taught him about playing baseball because I grew up playing baseball. So catching the ball was not that hard for me ever, but I used kind of baseball skills to catch that ball. I kind of put my hand up a little bit to block the sun, and I just reached out to grab the ball.
Florida fans say the pass was incomplete.
Nah, it was a catch. I mean, of course they don't want it to be complete, so I understand where they're coming from.
Speaking of Florida fans, you played in a lot of rivalry games. What was your biggest rivalry game?
For me, it was Tennessee. Because our freshman year, I guess me and Sony, that was my first start there, my freshman year, because Nick had hurt his ankle in that Ole Miss game the week before, and it was kind of just me and Sony playing that game. And I feel like I had a good game, Sony had a good game, and the game was going good, and it was 17-0 going into halftime. When we came out of halftime, it kind of flipped, everybody was down a little bit. We thought we just had the game won, and that Hail Mary at the end, it just kind of hurt, and I just never liked Tennessee again. I just never liked him.
Give me your best DeAndre Swift memory.
Probably when he first got there. It's either him dancing. It's either when he started dancing or when he first got there and he ran a long run down the field. And I was chasing him, and I kind of caught up to him, and somebody else caught him. And I was like, come on, man, you got to score. He got all the way down to the 5-yard line, but it was probably him dancing. I would go with him dancing.
Explain the dancing.
He just He just dance all the time. It's just funny. Like he don't dance too much, but when he do, he just break out of nowhere and start dancing. It's funny though.
How difficult was it for you to not be able to play your teammates in the Super Bowl?
It was kind of difficult, just I always want to be there for my teammates and stuff, but at the same time, I mean, some stuff happens, and I just went and started working out for my combine and pro day.
Why couldn't you be there?
It was just some misdemeanors on the team like whatever this like I guess conduct. I guess I don't know how to word for it.
But you had a pretty good record at Georgia. You seem to be kind of a team leader guy.
Yeah.
Something happened at the end there?
Yeah, it was just something. Well, something happened, and it's just we didn't get anything back until later on. So it was just nobody really knew.
What would you tell prospective high school players that are looking at Georgia why to come to UGA? I know you hosted a number of recruits in your time there. What were you telling those guys?
I was just telling them that you're gonna get coached very good. It's gonna be competition every day. I mean, you're gonna come. It's gonna be work every day. Like there's no slack. Like everybody got to work for their job. Everybody got to compete. And if you want to get better, I mean, this is somewhere to go. No coach is gonna sugarcoat anything with you. I mean, you're gonna win games. You just got to compete. Like if you wanna, you got to work harder. Like you got to put more in yourself as well to win actual like championships and bigger games than just regular season.
You played with Sony Michel, Nick Chubb, DeAndre Swift, guys, first rounder, high second rounder, possibly another first rounder. You saw the field with all those guys at the same time. Mm-hmm. Are you a back of that caliber?
Yes, sir. I feel like I've always been like that. I never doubted myself for anything. I've been the same as those guys. Nick and Sony always told me the same thing. I remember my freshman year when I first got there, Nick and Sony was telling me that they were scared I was going to take their spot. And I'm looking at them like, come on now. Like, yeah, Nick and Sony, stop playing. But at the same time, when that year ended, the second year when they came back to stay, Nick kept telling me towards the end of the year, like, before the Rose Bowl, he was like, I got something to tell you after the game, because he didn't know if we was going to win or not. When we won the game, he didn't tell me, I guess because we had a national championship, so I waited till after the national championship. But right after the national championship, when we got back to the hotel, him and Sony was on the way out, like, I guess go train, because it was like later on. And he never really got to tell me in person, so I texted him like, did you have to tell me something, or was it was just nothing? He was like, oh yeah, he was like, I wanted to tell you like in person, but he was like, I'm already gone, so I'm gonna just text you. And he was kind of just telling me like, just go show them who you are. You always been that guy. Tell them that you can be a starter and like show them that you can be that. He was like, I always thought you was that guy. Me and Sony was both telling you that. And it was just, he always encouraged me to keep going and stuff. And he always told me the player I was, and he could see it, and Sony could see it. And I never discouraged myself anyway. I never really cared about what anybody else think of me because I know what I am.
What did that mean to you to get that from Nick Chubb?
I mean, it meant a lot. I mean, because he was the guy that was there before me. He was an older guy. I mean, good player. Technically a first rounder, early second round pick. I mean, and he doing what he's doing now in the NFL. And for him to say that to me, I mean, it means a lot.
What one thing you learned from him, one thing you learned from Sony?
Nick just kind of taught me to go to work every day, no matter what. Just be strong in the weight room, do everything the right way. Sony kind of taught me a lot on the field, with like just different moves and techniques to use on the field, like so you don't have to do everything the same as everybody else. So he kind of just taught me stuff on the field, different moves and routes and stuff.
You sure you had spin move in it?
Nah, I kind of already had that one. But he got a little dead leg, a couple of routes he do. He kind of taught me that. A couple pass blocking techniques and stuff. He kind of taught me a couple things in that. He helped us a lot. I mean, he definitely makes sure we don't fumble the ball. Like, I didn't fumble the ball since I've been there. Never fumbled. He always it's like he yell and it's kind of annoying, so it make you not want to fumble, or he yell anytime you do something wrong, so it make you not want to do something wrong. And he always on us. He don't never let us slack. So.
So you and DeAndre going on, you don't see really a drop off kind of
Nah, I feel like that'll be fine.